Hello everyone, my name is Vanessa and the name of this channel is called Gnostic Knowledge, and what I'm doing on this channel is simply reading from a book, but I believe this book to be the most phenomenal book ever, and the name of that book is called Letters and Numbers, and you can get your own copy of this book in a PDF file format by visiting Zachary K. Hubbard's YouTube channels. His name, he is the person that wrote this book, and the name of his YouTube channels is Gematria Effect News or Gematria Effect Sports. And in the description of each of his videos, he leaves a link for you to purchase this book. It will come to you via email. There's over 700 pages in this book. But he left the copyright off the book so that you can take it to your local bindery and have it bound into a book for your own personal library, but also having it as a PDF file on your computer, tablet, iPad, or what have you. It makes searching for information easier by having it in that format. Also, Zachary K. Hubbard wrote a second book, and it is called Number Games. You can go to his blog page, Gematria Effect News .blogspot.com, and the first thing you will see is the advertising for his book Number Games, and as you scroll down you will see the information on how to purchase that book within America and abroad. And also make sure you read the blogs on his blog page. He also has a second he has another blog page that he had first, and he was blogging on there for over 6 years, or about 6 years, and it is called freetofindtruth.blogspot.com, and it is just loaded with information that it makes sense when you read the information. It's nothing to believe in. These are things you can prove what is taking place. Gematria is the coding of numbers within our letters, within our English language, geometry within your language. It's very fascinating, and I encourage each and every one of you to purchase his book, and also seek out other truth seekers. You have on YouTube, you have Simple Truth Television. He decodes the news and the sports. He also has a blog page called simpletruth.television.blogspot.com. He posts a lot of phenomenal work there. Chigozie Truth, he has a YouTube channel called Chigozie Truth, and he decodes news as well. Kayla Decode Talker, she has a YouTube channel. That's what it is, Kayla Decode Talker. Derek, he has a YouTube channel called Gematrinator 85, the number 85. So I believe it's Gematrinator _85 _, but he's on YouTube. He is also responsible for creating the Gematrinator calculator, the web page where you can go and utilize the calculator for any word or phrase that you type in and receive the numerical values for those things that you type in. But yeah, there's a lot of people that are doing things, maybe not a lot, but more and more people are trying to get this information out. And by me reading this book, that is my way of trying to help Zachary K. Hubbard spread this information. And I hope you enjoy the reading. I hope you'll look further into what Gematria is. And that's about all I want to say about that. And with that said, I am going to be continuing reading, and I am reading from chapter 12. And it is called The Twilight Zone, the USA, NASA, and Science. Alrighty. So, on November 24th, 1958, the pilot episode of The Twilight Zone debuted on CBS, the network who chose an all-seeing eye for their logo, a symbol quite appropriate considering the TV is about programming the mind's eye of the masses. Think about it. How many times have you heard the phrase, back to your regularly scheduled programming, while the television was buzzing? I do. That thought aside, the name of the pilot episode was the time element. and it was about modern science putting a man on the moon, which we will elaborate on in relation to NASA as we progress. Okay, as well as the death of Rod Serling. Let us begin with the significance of the debut date in relation to time. Seeing as how November 24th, 1958 was a date with a connection to 93, the number that symbolizes time. As you'll recall, the sun is said to be 93 million miles away, and the number 93 is encoded in the gematria of Saturn, the keeper of time, to the occult. So now the date 11/24/58, you would add 11 plus 24 plus 58 equals 93. Saturn, you would add the letters up, the numbers up. So S is 19, A is 1, T is 20, U 21, R 18, and the letter N is 14. So when you add those numbers up together, you get 93, and that is in the ordinal cipher. The word time equates to 93 in the Frank Baconis cipher. The word time equates to 93 in the ALW Kabbalah cipher. Father Time equates to 93 in the reverse reduction cipher E as 22. The release date also had numerology of 35, connecting to NASA, I, the creator. Yes, and the word creator of the show, Rod Serling. So the word also, he has it emphasized, so creator equals 35 as well. So I'm going to read that one more time so we remain in context of what I'm reading. So the release date also has numerology of 35, connecting to NASA, I, the creator of the show, Rod Serling. And as we'll get to, the Apollo 11 mission that reportedly put Neil Armstrong on the lunar body, fulfilling the concept of the Twilight Zone debut. So 11/24, that's the date. You add 11 plus 24, you get 35. The word I, 5 plus 25 plus 5 equals 35 in the ordinal cipher. NASA equates to 35 in the ordinal cipher. Rod Serling equates to 35 in the Chaldean cipher. And the word creator equates to 35 in reduction cipher. Okay. In light of number 35, the Catholic Church and the Jesuits throughout recorded history have had a major influence in human understanding of the stars and heavens above, plus so much more. As we have learned, Catholic and Elohim share reduction gematria to 35, the number of significance. At the same time, the pilot episode, The Time Element, debuted on a date with numerology of 112. Like how the Jesuits operate in 112 countries, and similar to how Vatican City was founded February 11, 1929, a date that can be expressed as 11/12. The mathematics for the date numerology is as follows: 11/24/1958. 11 plus 24 plus 19 plus 58 equates to 112. The word theater equates to 112 in reverse ordinal. In light of the Jesuits, consider the name of the pilot, the time element, summing to 224, where the divisors of 84 equate to 224. In Jesuit has ordinal gematria of 84, while the Jesuit order equates to 84 in reverse reduction, and the Catholic Church sums to 84 in reduction. It reminds how Neptune was discovered in 1746, and Pluto, summing to 84 in ordinal, was discovered in 1830. 84 years later. Not by coincidence, that was the same year Disney created the character Pluto. Wow. Also not by coincidence, it was the only planet discovered by an astronomer in the United States of America. And United States of America equates to 84. All right. The time element equates to 224 reverse ordinal. Pluto equates to 84 in ordinal. Think about the perfect time in history for its discovery. As a reminder, the number 58, as in the year of release of the pilot, 58 also 58 also factors into the heavens above, where the moon, sun, and Saturn are located. Let us review. Zodiac equals 58 in the ordinal cipher. Celestial equates to 48 reverse reduction. Star equates to 58 in ordinal. Stars equate to 58 reverse ordinal. Solar cycle equates to 58 reverse reduction. Calendar equates to 58 in the ordinal cipher. Gregorian equates to 58 reduction cipher. Catholic Church equates to 58 in the septenary cipher. Gregorian calendar is named after Catholic Pope Gregory the 13th. XIII. I believe that's 13. 10 plus 3. Alrighty. Even better, this was the debut of what is the best known science fiction show in the history of television. And I used to be a big fan of Twilight Zone. I still am. I still like to watch Twilight Zone to this day. But anyway, let me start over. Even better, this was the debut of what is the best known science fiction show of history. In the history of television, and science shares gematria of 58. Isn't that amazing? This is also the same year NASA opened its doors, which would later put a man on the moon and change what the world knows about the field of science. The word science equates to 58 in the ordinal cipher. I should mention that the time element and science fiction share gematria as well. Even better, they connect to the name Apollo, the name of the eventual moon mission from NASA, as well the name Catholic. So, science fiction equates to 71 in the reduction cipher. The time element equates to 71 in the reverse reduction cipher. And Apollo equates to 71 in ordinal. Catholic equates to 71 in the ordinal cipher as well. For a bit more on the creator, Rod Serling, he has a name that is interesting in more ways than one, and also connecting to the year of the release of the pilot. If you decode his name with reduction and reverse reduction, you will find it matches Freemasonry in both ciphers, meaning his name equates to 58 and 59. Equally as interesting, time element alone from the title of the pilot sums to 59 in reverse reduction, which is the 17th prime, where the number 17 connects to God, space, Mason, and kill. Not by chance, Serling would die 17 years after the release of the pilot episode in 1975. Rod Serling equals 58 in reduction. Rod Serling equates to 59 in the reverse reduction cipher. Time element equates to 59 in the reverse reduction cipher as well. When the show released, Rod Serling was just 33 years old. about to turn 34 on Christmas Day, his birthday being born December 25th, 1924. If you do the math, you'll notice the numerology of the date of birth. If you do the math, you'll notice the numerology of the date of birth connects to 61, not unlike the gematria of Christmas and time, as we learned in chapter 9. In light of his Christmas birthday, it is also fascinating that the date the pilot episode debuted was the day leaving 37 days left in the year. This is a number connecting to Rod, December, and Christmas. At the same time, the number 37 is the 12th prime number, and in light of keeping time by counting 12 months and 12 hours in the morning and evening, another numerical relation is evident. As we decode, understand that the ritualistic release of the Twilight Zone is nothing out of the ordinary when it comes to Hollywood, which releases all of their works by the numbers, always in tribute to the work itself as well as those who created it. Absolutely. The name Rod equates to 37 in the ordinal cipher. December 37 in the reduction cipher. December 25th is 12/25. So 12 plus 25, 37. All right. His Christmas birthday would prove to be fateful later in his life when he passed at the premature age of 50. The America number, if you recall, and he has America in quotation marks, so he's putting an emphasis on America. So America also equates to 50. And just to be sure, and I know that's what he's talking about, but I want to make sure it's clear to the audience. So let me type in America, A-M-E-R. Okay, America. Yep, 50. It equates to 50 in the English ordinal cipher. Alrighty, so I'm going to start that over because, I even for my own self, more so. Okay, his Christmas birthday would prove to be fateful later in his life when he passed at the premature age of 50. The America number, if you recall. So yes, America equates to 50 in the English ordinal cipher. Just as Christmas sums to 38 in reduction, same as cross when S is counted for 10, and death in ordinal, Serling would die on a date with 38 numerology, June 28, 1975, as many before him and since have done just the same. When it comes to murder by the numbers, this is the number above all other numbers that shows its face time and time again. In chapter 20, we will come to know why. We will come to know this very well, perhaps too well. Okay, so the date 6/28/1975, when added together, 6 plus 2 plus 8 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 5 equates to 38. The word kill equates to 38 in reverse reduction. Okay, Christmas equates to 38 in the reduction cipher. Cross equates to 38. Reduction cipher, S as 10. Death equates to 38 in the ordinal cipher. On this subject, the second episode of The Twilight Zone was titled One for the Angels, and it is about a man's passing from this earth to the world beyond. The man who dies is named Lou Bookman, having gematria of 38 in reduction. Before we calculate, you should know that every episode of the hit TV show is just the same, where the characters are named according to the gematria that corresponds with the plot of the show. The next time you watch an episode, take a minute to decode and you'll see just how clever the writers were. And if you apply this same knowledge to your many other favorite TV shows, movies, and stories, you will see a number of writers have been doing just the same, and that is absolutely correct. You can decode anything you watch, read. Man, it's amazing. This stuff is just, my goodness. Okay, the name Lou Bookman, Loubookman. Lou Bookman equates to 38 in the reduction cipher. Don't forget, Kabbalah sums to 38 in Hebrew and English ciphers. As for the show being on CBS, the All-Seeing Eye Network, a phrase having ordinal gematria of 119, All-Seeing Eye equates to 119. It should be noted that the name Lou Bookman equates to 119 as well. Of course, death, a common theme on television, is a concept that is used to control us and to program the mind's eye. Again, fear is the greatest controlling mechanism of all. And for most people, their greatest fear is death. Yes, absolutely. I can relate to that. If I can help you, truth seeker, I say have no fear, not even of death. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, the Most High, actually, but yeah, I get it. Because it is just a part of the process. And cowardice is worse. Yes. Point taken. Thank you. Lou Bookman equals 119 in ordinal. If you watch the episode, Lou tries to escape his fate caused by a deal he made with Mr. Death, causing a little girl in his apartment building, her name Maggie, to be struck by a truck. As we know in the Bible, the number 33 is a number of ritual sacrifice, and the age Jesus was put on the cross. The same man remembered on Christmas Day, or what was also Rod Serling's birthday. In the chapter on murder by numbers, it will become clear how often this same number 33 is used in ritualistic killing, oftentimes coded right along with the number 38. Like Jesus at 33 on the cross. In this case, it connects to the gematria of Mr. Death, Maggie, and Lou. Don't forget the word name alone in ordinal also sums to 33. And I remember that episode of Twilight Zone. I do. Okay, Mr. Death equates to 33 in reduction. Maggie equates to 33 in reduction. Lou equates to 33 reverse ordinal. In satanic gematria, Mr. Death sums to 314 as well, not unlike the digits of pi, 3.14. Think about pi, cycles, and circles, and think about life and death in that context. So, Mr. Death in satanic gematria again is 314. Okay, to build on that thought, let's think deeper about Rod Serling passing at age 50 from a heart attack, in light of being the creator of the Twilight Zone. The word circle equates to 50 in the ordinal cipher. The word the word sacred equates to 50 in ordinal cipher. Continuing with the thought, let's examine the gematria of heart attack as well as twilight, as in the Twilight Zone. What is decoded falls in line with what we have already learned about the geometry of the English language. So the word heart attack or phrase heart attack equates to 108 in the ordinal cipher. The word twilight equates to 108 in the ordinal cipher. Twilight also equates to 108 in the reversed ordinal cipher. Heart attack equates to 45 in the reduction cipher when K is 11. Twilight equates to 45 in the reduction cipher, and twilight also equates to 45 reverse reduction. Let us not forget that geometry sums to 108 forwards and backwards, and also shares gematria of 45. At the same time, let us not forget that the plural of gematria, gematrio, shares gematria of 108 and 45 as well. And gematrio is spelled G-E-M-A-T-R-I-O-T, and gematria is actually pronounced, I believe, gematria, but it sounds better to me saying gematria. And tomato, tomato. But anyway, moving right along. Okay, even more, we should remember that the debut episode of this famous TV show was about time, and the sun is said to have the diameter of 108 Earths and the diameter of 108 suns away in distance. And compounding the very mathematical death, he died 185 days after his 50th birthday, which was on Christmas 1974. You'll recall that in reversed ordinal, mathematics sums to 185. As for his last birthday being Christmas of 74, killing and cross have ordinal gematria of 74 as we learned, and at the same time subtraction has reverse reduction gematria of 74, as does one for the angels, his second episode about passing to the next world. The word subtraction equates to 74 reverse reduction cipher. 1 for the angels equates to 74 in the reduction cipher. Excuse me. And on the subject of mathematics, Serling also died a span of 181 days from his 51st birthday, where moon has reversed ordinal gematria of 51, similar to how conspiracy has a reduction value of 51, reminding of the infamous Area 51. Area 51. As for 181, it is the 42nd prime number. Recall, in ordinal, math sums to 42, and as you will learn, it is a big number for the history of outer space, which is history that has been controlled by the Masonic Brotherhood since before the establishment of NASA in 1958. Up to the time of the writing of this book. At the same time, TV has ordinal gematria of 42, and so does Rod Serling when the septenary cipher is taken into account. The word TV equals 42 in the ordinal cipher. Rod Serling equates to 42 in the septenary cipher. Let us now decode the twilight zone to see how it meshes with United States of America, states, colony, Masonry, and Jesuit, as we learned about last chapter. As a reminder, each of those names equate to 84, reminiscent of Orwell's 1984, George Orwell's book 1984. Okay, The twilight zone, that phrase, the twilight zone, equates to 84 in the reduction cipher. The name Serling, S-E-R-L-I-N-G, equates to 84 in the ordinal cipher. Consider that the divisors of the number 44 sum to 84, and the pilot for the show was about sending a man through space with the objective of reaching the moon, where again the pilot launched the same year as NASA. Fittingly, space shares gematria of 44, matching the reduction gematria of Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon, July 21st, 1969. Okay, moon landing date was July 20th, but Armstrong put his foot on the moon for the first time July 21st. Okay, so in the final days of the astrological sign of Cancer, the fourth sign, and the lone sign summing to 44. Also, let us not overlook that the moon landing happening in 69 and the astrological symbol for Cancer resembles the number 69 itself, as shown, and I shall show you that. And I'm sure you know what it looks like, but you know, having a visual can't hurt. And there you go. And it sure does look like a 69. Alrighty. So, let me get this plugged back in here. Okay, so now the word space equates to 44 in ordinal. The word Cancer, the sign Cancer is what we're referring to right now, equates to 44 in the ordinal cipher. Armstrong equates to 44 in the reduction cipher. Outer space equates to 44 in the Chaldean cipher. Time element equates to 44, septenary. And the word clock equates to 44 in the ordinal cipher. Regarding Cancer being the fourth astrological sign and having gematria of 44, please know that in Sumerian gematria, Masonic sums to 444. As a reminder, any word with an ordinal gematria of 74, it will have a Sumerian gematria of 444, because 74 times 6 equates to 444. Masonic equates to 444 in the Sumerian cipher. Astronaut equates to 444 in the Satanic cipher. Alrighty. It was Apollo 11 that put Armstrong on the moon, where 11 is the master number. The name Apollo 11 also connects to the date numerology. Armstrong touched down on the moon, July 21st, 1969. Let us decode both the dates of July 20th and July 21st. Okay, so here we go. Oops, make sure I didn't do something to my computer. Alrighty, here we go. Apollo 11, written as a word, Apollo 11, equates to 53 in the reduction cipher. Armstrong equates to 53, reduction cipher, S is 10. So the date, 7/21/1969, you would add together 7 plus 21 plus 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 9, that equates to 53. So, and the date 7/20/69, 7 plus 20 plus 69 equates to 96. Freemason equates to 96 in the ordinal cipher. 7/20/1969, you would add 7 plus 20 plus 19 plus 69 equates to 115. And Freemasons equates to 115 in the ordinal cipher. In septenary, Apollo 11 equates to 35. The reflection of 53. July 21st, 1969 was also a date with numerology of 35, reminding of the pilot episode date numerology from the Twilight Zone about putting the first man on the moon, as was covered. So Apollo 11 written as words equates to 35 in the septenary cipher. The acronym NASA, NASA, equates to 35 in the ordinal cipher. Okay, and for the date 7/21/1969, 7 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 9 equates to 35. Just as good, using the Chaldean cipher, Apollo 11 sums to 58. The year the master plan began, the year NASA was established, 1958. Apollo 11, again written as words, equates to 58 in the Chaldean cipher. Coming back to the number 53 for a moment, recall how it represents the word religion in reduction gematria. In septenary, Christianity also equates to 53. One of the most infamous moments in NASA's history was with the Apollo 8 mission, where on Christmas Eve, December 24th, 1968, the astronauts Bill Anders, Jim Lovell, and Frank Borman took turns reading from Genesis of the King James Bible, completing the first 10 verses. They did so while supposedly orbiting the moon, the first NASA mission to accomplish such a feat. There's multiple interesting angles here, but let us begin with the most obvious, the parallel between astronauts reading from Genesis while orbiting the lunar body for a highly Masonic agency, NASA, on a date with numerology of 33. Okay, the word Genesis equates to 33 in the reduction cipher. The word Bible equates to 33 in the reverse reduction cipher. Big Bang equates to 33 the reduction cipher. Lunar equates to 33, reverse reduction. Astronaut equates to 33 in the Chaldean cipher. And the date 12/24/1968, you would add 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 8, and that equates to 33. It was also a date having numerology ripe for conspiracy, connecting to 1, 2, 3, as we learned about in chapter 10, where we covered the relationship with conspiracy and the number 68 in relation to the CIA, not unlike the year 1968, the same year the Stanley Kubrick film Space Odyssey 2001 was released. If you're not aware, many conspiracy researchers contend it was Kubrick who directed the government propaganda film that is the moon landing of July 20th and 21st, 1969. Okay, and so for the date 12/24/1968, you add 12 plus 24 plus 19 plus 68, it gives you 123. The word conspiracy equates to 123 in the ordinal cipher. The word mankind equates to 123 in the reverse ordinal cipher. All right. The reason this Genesis reading moment is well remembered is because of the irony of it. Genesis states the earth is divided from the heavens by the firmament, which is a barrier of water impenetrable. What the astronauts NASA and our federal government were showing people of the world with the Apollo mission is this was not in fact true, and what was beyond was space. That said, if you look at the evidence that exists surrounding the legitimacy of NASA and the moon missions, all signs point to the fact that we have been lied to by our government, by the numerological code, absolutely, by the numerological code, which we are now exposing. For starters, where was the technology then to broadcast a television signal from that great of distance back to Earth so that people could watch as Neil Armstrong touched down on the lunar surface? Here in 2017, most of us can't even receive a clear cell phone signal, if you catch my drift. And I certainly do, Zach. I certainly do. I don't want to elaborate too much on this topic because many great films and books have been written about all the inconsistencies of the moon landing, from the technological limitations to the waving U.S. flag in what breeze, to the prints left on the lunar surface by the moon lander in the video evidence shown to the general public and beyond, which you are more than welcome to research. Instead of going down that path, which has been traveled by many others, let us continue to decode, blazing our own trail, where the numerological evidence reveals the conspiracy more clearly than any other. Next up, why did they choose to read from Genesis with the Apollo 8 mission? Don't forget the 78th verse of Genesis as we decode, which is Genesis 3:22, the one about knowing good and evil and pertaining to the Kabbalah tree of life. And don't forget that it was the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry that established NASA either. No doubt with collaboration from the Jesuit order, which again, throughout history, along with the Catholic Church, has had a hand in scientific meddling and controlling people's understanding of this world because they want the mind's eye of the masses, which at the end of the day builds power and Vatican palaces. My goodness. So, the word Genesis equates to 78 in the ordinal cipher. Apollo 8 equals 78, reduction cipher, P as 11 and E as 22. Scottish Rite equates to 78, reverse reduction, and the word Jesuit equates to 78, reverse ordinal. On the subject of religion, please notice the overlap in gematria with Christianity, science, and outer space. Excuse me. This is where the beauty of the layered ciphers reveals the encoding of the language in its totality and how the code is waged against the unknowing masses of the world. As we decode, know that ahead we'll uncover how NASA was established on July 29th, the day leaving 155 days left in the year. So now, the word Christianity equates to 155 in the ordinal cipher. Science equates to 155 in the Jewish gematria cipher. Outer space equates to 155 ALW Kabbalah. Outer space equates to 155 KFW Kabbalah. Freemasons equates to 155 reversed ordinal. Masonic ritual equates to 155 in ordinal. The word astronaut also equates to 155 in the Francis Bacon cipher. I should mention the name of the Apollo 8 mission also connects to moon as well as Scottish Rite. And again, this was the first mission to orbit the moon or at least so we're told. As we decode, keep in mind the Jews identify through the moon because it nearly disappears in the night sky, only to return full, as the Jews claim has been, as the Jews claim has happened to them as a people over the course of history. Even better, please know that in the moon's orbit of the earth, its center never travels above or below the coordinates of 28.5 degrees north and 28.5 degrees south on the earth, which are a distance of 57 degrees apart, which was also the age 57 for the inauguration age of George Washington. Please forgive me for messing all that up. But I will read this little part over. Even better, please know that in the moon's orbit of the earth, its center never travels above or below the coordinates 28.5 degrees north and 28.5 degrees south on the earth, which are a distance of 57 degrees apart, which was also the age 57 for the inauguration age of George Washington, the first recognized Scottish Rite Freemason President of the United States. Same with the inauguration ages of Adams, Jefferson, and Madison, all men who lived and died by the code as well. Don't lose sight of the fact that it was JFK, the president, who first spoke about putting a man on the moon, as well as secret societies and monumental conspiracies before being killed in a conspiracy in the middle of Dealey Plaza named after a Scottish Rite Freemason. Oh my word. So the phrase Apollo 8, written as words Apollo and 8, equates to 57 in the reduction cipher. Scottish Rite equates to 57 in the reduction cipher. Conspiracy equates to 57 reverse reduction cipher. Outer space equates to 57 reverse reduction. Spaceship equates to 57 in reverse reduction. Space shuttle equates to 57 in the septenary cipher. Moon equates to 57 in the ordinal cipher. Man on the moon equates to 57 in the reduction cipher. Wow, what are the odds? Just what are the odds of all of that? I mean, it's ridiculous. The Scottish Rite of Freemasonry is known for being very Jewish. In fact, Hitler ordered it shut down in Germany before World War II because he said that is where all the Jews were conspiring against the working people of Germany. We'll get to Hitler later. If we use the septenary and Chaldean ciphers, the Freemason connections shine through quite clearly. Recall, in reduction, Freemason sums to 42, and in Sumerian as well as Satanic Gematria, the letter G, the G in the Freemason logo also represents this number. The G that sits beneath the compasses set at 47 degrees. Okay, the phrase Apollo 8 equates to 42 in septenary. Apollo 8 equates to 47 in the Chaldean. On the subject of Freemasonry, and specifically the Scottish Rite, let us now examine the date of establishment for NASA, which was July 29th, 1958. Which, as a reminder, is the day leaving 155 days left in the year, a number we just uncovered. The date numerology for the establishment pops in more ways than one. So, I'm going to read this information here. So, the date 7/29/1958, you would add 7 plus 29 plus 19 plus 58 equates to 113. The word Scottish equals 113 in ordinal. The word moon equates to 113 in Frank Baconus cipher. Okay? The date again, 7/29/1958. You add 7 plus 29 plus 1 plus 9 plus 5 plus 8. It equates to 59. Freemasonry equates to 59, reverse reduction. 7/29/1958, you would add 7 plus 2 plus 9 plus 19 plus 58. It equates to 95. It equates to 96. Number 96 has parallel to 666, as learned about. 7/29/1958, you add 7 plus 2 plus 9 plus 1 plus 9 plus 5 plus 8. It equates to 41. USA equals 41 in the ordinal cipher. 7/29/58. So you would add 7 plus 29 plus 58. It equates to 94. 94 written as a word, 90 and 4 written as words, equates to 147 in the ordinal plus more. In the ordinal cipher plus more. Alrighty. And one last date numerology for that date, 7/29. You would do 7 plus 29 equals 36. 36. Okay, so 666 is the 36th triangular number, meaning when you add the numbers 1 through 6 together, they equate to 666. Now, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, but that phrase, that title equates to 666, reverse ordinal. Wow. Beginning with the date numerology of 113, this is a number representing Scottish in ordinal gematria, as in the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. As was just mentioned, the Scottish Rite is known for being the most Jewish branch of Freemasonry, and in the Talmud there is a very specific verse numbered Baba, 113a, and that is spelled Babakama. Okay, Baba, 113a. About it being okay for Jews to lie to Goyim as long as it is in a legal setting, which is pretty much everywhere because this is a world of laws. That verse from the Talmud is as follows. Baba, 113a. Jews may use lies to circumvent a Gentile. So Gentile is a nicer word for Goyim or Goy. When you start to consider the reading from Genesis by the numbers, this becomes all the more interesting. Very quickly, let me show you a short list of words with gematria of 113 that pertain to dishonesty. Also, if you're not aware, this is a number that the film studios, Pixar and Disney, as well as others, actively code in their films. Keep your eyes peeled and you'll see just how common it is. So for right now, I'm going to read this list of words and tell you what their numerical value is according to gematria. Okay, the word mainstream equates to 113 in ordinal. Dishonest, 113 ordinal. Not true equates to 113 in ordinal. Not factual, 113 ordinal. Disinfo, 113 reversed ordinal. Perjury, 113 in the ordinal cipher. Fiction, 113 reversed ordinal. Green screen, 113 ordinal cipher. George Lucas, 113 ordinal cipher. And to the right of that, he says, see his film THX-1138. I will do that. I haven't watched that film, I don't believe. Okay. The word bullshit equates to 113 reverse ordinal. Infidelity equates to 113 in ordinal cipher. Perverted equates to 113 ordinal cipher. Divorce 113 reverse ordinal. Politics 113 reverse ordinal. Fake reality 113 in the ordinal cipher. Dream world 113 in the ordinal cipher. Illusions 113 reverse ordinal. Titanic 113 reverse ordinal. Iceberg 113 KFW Kabbalah cipher. There's more, but I'll save them for you to uncover. In the case of Titanic, if you're not aware, a fiction novel, Futility, Wreck of the Titan, was published by Morgan Robertson in 1898, 14 years before the Titanic sank after hitting an iceberg late April 14th, 1912, and submerging in the Atlantic April 15th, not unlike the death of Lincoln, who was shot late April 14th and died early April 15th. In the storybook, the Titan is the largest ship ever built that sinks on its first sail after hitting an iceberg. No joke. Sound familiar? If you are not aware of the truth about the Titanic, it was not the Titanic that sunk that day, but its sister ship, the Britannic. 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 It was the sister ship, the Britannic, which was built just prior and damaged months earlier, colliding in port and purposefully sunk in an act of insurance fraud, killing 3 of the world's richest men who were all strong opponents of the central bank, now the Federal Reserve, that was in the works by the powerful Jewish banking cartel and political force in the United States and Europe. The 3 men killed, who all fiercely opposed the central bank, were John Jacob Astor, the IV. I'm sorry, I don't know Roman numerals that well. I want to say 4. So he must have been the 4th. IV or is V4? Yeah. 4th. Here we go. The 3 men killed who all fiercely opposed the central bank were John Jacob Astor the 4th, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Macy's co-owner Isidore Straus, Straus. On that same ship was supposed to be the Jew J.P. Morgan, who owned the financial rights to the Britannic and Titanic, but he got off the ship at the last minute because he was feeling ill. Don't believe me, truth seeker. Look it all up. This is how the Zionists roll, and this is what they have done all throughout history. They are killers, and they are liars, and they love to make movies about their lies, stealing even more money from who they call gullible goyim, who aren't the best at keeping track of history, the facts, or the ongoing pattern. Yeah, let me read that so I get that correct. Or the ongoing pattern of Jewish wrongdoing, which is not anti-Semitic. It is just stating facts. I'm sorry, anti-Semitic for them, which is not anti-Semitic. It is just stating facts, and you're absolutely right, Zach. And please recognize, one of the men killed, Strauss, was a Jew as well. So I am not condemning the whole religion, but I am condemning the many within who are guilty of so much that is wrong in this world because of their illicit behavior and dishonesty. And for one more kicker, and to bring us back to 113, the Federal Reserve was established December 23rd, 1913, 617 days after the sinking of the Titanic, where 617 is the 113th prime number. I wish I could say that was a coincidence, but it absolutely freaking isn't. It's not a coincidence. For a few more facts, here is the gematria of iceberg. In light of April 15th, Zionism and Judaism, April 15th written as words, for good measure we can review theater just as well, since one of the greatest grossing films by the very Jewish Hollywood was made about it, of course titled Titanic. And keep in mind, it's the lies that are Titanic, truth seeker. So the word iceberg equates to 77 in the reduction cipher. April 15th, written as words, equates to 77 in the reduction cipher. The word Zionist equates to 77 reverse ordinal. The word Judaism equates to 77 in ordinal. The word theater equates to 77 in ordinal. And the whole world is a stage. Alrighty. And I just interjected that the whole world is a stage, but it surely is. Okay. Another 113 from history pertaining to science I would like to expose before getting back on point is Piltdown Man, discovered in the UK and taught about in classrooms and universities for 41 years before being admitted as a complete fraud that was known to be a false find from the get-go. If you've never heard of Piltdown Man, spelled Piltdownman, it was a paleoanthropological hoax. Oh goodness! If you have never heard of Piltdown Man, it was a paleoanthropological hoax that was used to legitimize the theory of evolution, and was also argued as proof that white people were the most evolved race on the planet, superior to others. It was taught within academia from its discovery in 1912 to its exposure in 1953. Not by coincidence, Piltdown sums to 113, 113, as well as 41, the latter number being the length of time the scientific hoax lasted, proving that even when it was exposed, it was all part of the ongoing agenda of deceit by the numbers. I don't know about you, truth seeker, but this stuff makes my blood boil, especially knowing that it is still going on today on multiple fronts, from space fraud to cancer fraud and more. So the word Piltdown equates to 113. The word Piltdown also equates to 41. Okay, the man who discovered Piltdown Man was Charles Dawson, a name not too far off from Charles Darwin, the man credited with the history of evolution, which is more bogus bullshit based in nothing substantial. Take a look around. Do you see anyone evolving? Animals and insects adapting to man-made poisons, polluting the earth is about as close as you can come, but that is called adaptation, not evolution, which is part of our God-given ability found in all things. Notice they can't find a missing link, and it's because it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. There's no missing link. As for Lucy, once considered to be the missing link before being retracted, do the decoding on the story of the archaeological find. This is by the same Freemasonic code found surrounding Piltdown Man. One more time. This is how history repeats itself, by the fraudulently forced numbers of the Masonic elitists who don't care a shred about truth or what is righteous. At the same time, all I see taking place are mass extinctions and people becoming stupider by the day, which is called devolving. And please understand, the reason for all of this false science is to pull man away from God and spirituality while leading them into darkness, lies, and deceit, which is now commonplace throughout the world. 'Tis the plan of the synagogue of Satan, which must be stopped in its tracks. On the subject of evolution and Charles Dawson and Charles Darwin, let's do a little more decoding. Keep in mind, Darwin was born February 12th, 1809 and died April 19th, 1882, 66 days after his 73rd birthday, where Charles sums to 66 in ordinal and sacrifice sums to 73 in the same method. Even better, his remembered work, Origin of Species, equates to 66 in septenary. These people are sick. The word Darwin, the name Darwin, equates to 33 in reduction. The date 4/19/1882, you would add 4 plus 1 plus 9 plus 1 plus 8 plus 8 plus 2, it equates to 33. I should mention that many people have been murdered by the numbers in history due to consuming arsenic, a deadly poison that is the 33rd element on the periodic table. In reduction gematria, arsenic also equates to 33. Wow. Darwin died 66 days after his birthday. 33, when written as words, equates to 66. The name Charles equates to 66 in ordinal. Mankind equates to 66 in ordinal. Origin of Species equates to 66 in the septenary. Evolution equates to 47, reverse reduction. Lucy equates to 47, ALK Kabbalah. Charles Dawson equates to 74, reverse reduction. Charles Robert Darwin equates to 74 in the septenary cipher. Charles Robert Darwin equates to 96 in the reduction cipher. And Freemason equates to 96 in the ordinal cipher. Now back to the story of the Scottish Rite and space news by the numbers, a frontier where it's easier to keep the lies in check with the you-know-who's in control and treating the world as a stage. The next portion of the date numerology from NASA's establishment that intrigues is the number 59, which again is the 17th prime. As we have learned, both space and Mason sum to 17, and Freemasonry totals 59 in both English and in Hebrew. After that is the reflection of 59, which is 95, as we have learned. A number connected to the birthday of the Jesuit order, as well as the number of the beast, 666. On the subject of the number of the beast, let's decode what NASA's full name is: the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Not by chance, it sums to 666, corresponding with the tilt of the Earth, according to some sources, which is said to be at 23.4 degrees or 66.6 degrees off center. It is also reported as being 23.5 degrees. National Aeronautics and Space Administration equates to 666. And when you write 666 out as words, it equates to 905 in satanic. As for the tilt of 23.4 degrees, if you add 234 to its reflection, 234, 432, excuse me. So if you add 234 to its reflection, 432, it totals 666 as well. It's amazing, these suckers. On the subject of 666, in recent NASA news, they announced on April 24th, 2017, a new agency record was going to be achieved by keeping a 57-year-old astronaut who had set a record logging 57 spacewalk hours in space for 666 consecutive days. Let us examine the headline from that day, April 24th, which is the 114th day of the year. Then pay mind to how the number 114 connects to history, as well as astronaut. Keep in mind, in numerology terms, 114 breaks down to 6, and that would be 1 plus 1 plus 4 equals 6, which is the digit repeated in 666. And I'm going to show you the headline really quickly here, and you can go and look that up for yourself if you like. Okay, and it says, "Meet the Woman Who Just Made American Space History" by Rachel Crane and Lawrence Crook III. And it's at CNN Money, and that was on April 24th, 2017, 10:40 a.m. Eastern Time. All right. All news outlets reported the same story on this same date, the 114th day of the year, that Peggy Whitson was going to be spending 666 days in space. The word astronaut equates to 114, reversed ordinal. The word history equates to 114 in the ordinal cipher. Recall, 666 is the 36th triangular number, and as we noted above, NASA, the acronym NASA, was established July 29th, a date having numerology of 36. Also related in septenary astronaut sums to 36, as well as the last name of the astronaut, Whitson, Whitson, in reduction and reverse reduction gematria. Wow, so it shows it here. Astronaut equates to 36 in septenary. Whitson equates to 36 in the reduction cipher. And Whitson also sums to 36 in the reverse reduction cipher. All right. Funny, they chose a woman to do it when 666 is considered to be the number of a man. Keep in mind, this story came in the time of the many transgender headlines that the Zionist media is pushing as a way to emasculate the men of this world even further than they already have been. Beyond that, the full name of the astronaut, Peggy Whitson, has a direct connection to the number 666 as well. As we decode, recall that if you write out 666 as words and the number of a man as words, of course, they both total to 156. Peggy Whitson equates to 156 in reverse ordinal. Not by chance, Peggy would return to Earth on September 3rd, 2017. That is a date that can be written as 9/3, a lot like 93, the number representing Saturn, the keeper of time. And it goes on to say, this is a headline, astronaut Peggy Whitson breaks NASA's record for longest time spent in space. On her latest mission, Miss Whitson traveled 122.2 million miles and went around the Earth 4,623 times. And this is reported by Fiona Keating, Sunday, 3rd day of September 2017 at 11:30. And I'm going to show you that headline so you can see. Okay. Alrighty. It is crazy. It's also interesting to note that upon her return to Earth, all mainstream articles published the same stat, saying she was in space from November 7, 2015 until returning to Earth September 3rd, 2017, which was reported on September 3rd as being 665 days, 1 day shy of the number 66. For anyone who takes the time to put the two dates on a date calculator, you will see that they are 666 days apart and not 665. And it makes one wonder why they changed their reporting from 666 days, which they boasted about April 24th, a deliberate lie told from the UK to the USA in all sources that wrote about it. And I'm going to show you what that date is, so you can go and look this stuff up yourself on Derek's calculator. Oops, right there. Alrighty. And it says, notice the 95 weeks as well. 95 and 666. Perhaps the reason the media was telling more fibs was because on April 24th, 2017, I created a viral video showing the gematria of NASA summing to 666 and the greater significance of the number in light of the reporting by the mainstream media of that day. Sadly, that video no longer exists because the G-men at Google deleted my entire channel June 28, 2017, 187 days after my home was crashed into on Christmas Eve, December 24th, 2016. A date I was threatened for, only after being threatened to stop exposing this code or else. A code that I continue to expose because I won't stop until the day these people are brought to justice. Hallelujah. As for the date Peggy took off, November 7th, 2015, it was a date right for making history. Let us examine why. So 11, 7, 15. You add 11 plus 7 plus 15 equates to 33. The word Peggy, the name Peggy equates to 33 in the reduction cipher. History equates to 33, septenary cipher. Astronaut equates to 33 in the Chaldean cipher. The return home date was right for astronaut history in more ways than one as well. Okay, the word astronaut equates to 39 in reduction. S equals 10. Peggy equates to 39 reverse reduction. P equals 11. History equates to 39 in reverse reduction. September 3rd is 39 or 93. That's how it can be written. September 3rd can be written as 3/9 or 9/3. Alrighty. Consider the date can be written as 93 9/3, similar to 93, representative of the distance from the Earth to the Sun in millions of miles. And the day she departed, November 7th, was the day leaving 54 days left in the year, corresponding with the ordinal gematria of Sun. The date numerology of September 3rd, 2017, when she returned to Earth, also has the Earth also has the second connection to history. Recall that 227 is the 49th prime. An ancient accepted Scottish rite of Freemasonry has gematria of 227 in the reverse reduction method. Our number connecting to pi and going well with the geometric Freemason logo. Wow. So 9/23/2017, you would add 9 plus 3 plus 20 plus 17 equates to 49. 227 is the 49th prime number. The word history equates to 227. In the Frank Baconis cipher, the word earth equates to 227 in the Satanic cipher. You have to admit, altogether, it truly is well measured. Speaking of which, the Freemason logo, as we know, has a compass creating a 47-degree angle because each leg is kicked out at 23.5 degrees, same as the degrees of the tropics that measure the solstices. Now, notice the satanic gematria of Peggy in light of this measurement fact. And the name Peggy equates to 235 in the satanic gematria. So P is 51, E is 40, G is 42, G is 42, Y is 60. And when you add those numbers together, you get 235. Wow. For a related point that you should know, May 23rd, which can be expressed 23/5, is the 143rd day of the year. Below, notice the gematria of Scottish Rite of Freemasonry with the reverse reduction method, equating to 143. And keep in mind, the name Mason is sort of like Mason, Maysun. Wow. With regards to the sun, which goes in cycles and circles, consider circle sums to 143 in Hebrew gematria. So I'm going to show you the decoding of the name Peggy and the phrase Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, and hopefully you can see that. Okay. Alright, I've been reading for almost an hour and a half, so I am going to stop here, and I will continue hopefully tomorrow at a later time, but I will start on page 181. I hope you enjoy the reading. I hope you'll share this information. I hope you understand the information, and I hope that my reading prompts you to go and purchase the book Letters and Numbers from Zachary K. Hubbard's YouTube channels, Gematria Effect News, Gematria Effect Sports. And you can find the link to this book in each of the descriptions of each of his videos. And Letters and Numbers cost $5. He left the copyright off it, so you can take it to a bindery, have it made into a book. You can also buy his second book, Number Games. You can purchase that from his blog page called GematriaEffectNews.blogspot.com, and there's information on that page that lets you know how to purchase that book within the United States and abroad. But support the work, understand this work, read this book, and tell as many people as you can about this information, because the whole world needs to know this information. And you guys have a great day, and I will be back with the second part of this reading. Oh, there's one thing I forgot. If you become a Patreon on Zachary K. Hubbard's channels at the $1 tier, you will have, that's $1 per month, you will have access to both books, Letter by Numbers and Number Games, in the PDF file format once you become a Patreon. And I hope you will do that. Learn about this work. Watch his videos. Watch the other people that I mentioned in the beginning of this video and in my other videos that I've uploaded. You know, listen to their information. See what they're trying to show you, because there is something really going on that should really be stopped. You guys have a good evening, and I'll see you later with another reading. Thank you.